CameronF305 has made a Twitter post, my response, and we have a Google document in it. So let's see what we have in here. Hello, I knew that eventually this would come up, and I initially thought that since many of these allegations had already been disproven in the past, this is a situation from around a year and a half ago, that I wouldn't need to respond. However, after seeing the situation unfold after a video by FPS Diesel released, rehashing the situation, many people have begun to promote false allegations, which I do not blame Diesel for, drawn gross conclusion, and have attacked others who have promoted me or collaborated with me. For the sake of objectivity and being concise, any hearsay will not be mentioned in this document. Regarding the allegations last year, I have never sexually assaulted anyone. Diesel has implied he doesn't believe I was some sort of predator in his original video, and the girl involved said I never sexually assaulted her. Something I'd also like to mention about this situation is the call that is shown between me and Anne, the girl involved. In this call, that was being recorded without my knowledge, Anne starts the conversation talking about the hookup we had. Then, initially, changes to an unrelated topic, me picking her up. The actual context of this conversation has been clarified already in the past. On an occasion, when we were hanging out, I had picked her up while hugging her. I didn't know this was something she was uncomfortable with. After she asked me to put her down, she explained she had past trauma related to being lifted up. I had no idea of this and I apologized. She responded saying, "It's okay, you didn't know." As I've already shown, she confirmed herself on several occasions that I never sexually assaulted her. Diesel has also cast doubt on the girl in these allegations several times in both videos. I in no way condone Yandere's behavior. I left the project once I learned the full extent of his actions. For context, I had been a fan of Yandere Simulator since I was 11. In late 2019, when I was 15, I joined the project as a composer/production assistant, slowly working my way up to lead composer. I used to look up to Yandere. We grew close and developed a friendship, where I was encouraged to defend him on several occasions. In hindsight, this was probably very inappropriate. Fast forward to September 2023, these allegations came out. Yandere lied to me, claiming this girl, Anne, had told him she was of legal age. See below images. Since I considered Alex a friend and had believed he had been misrepresented in the past, I initially believed him. I regret my behavior in these calls and wish I hadn't jumped to his defense. However, it was hard to cope with the fact that someone I looked up to and saw as a friend had done something so heinous. After leaving, I was required to finish music related to contractual obligations, hence music being released after my departure. Screenshots on the following page. For context, Yandere's Alex Discord account was deleted shortly after the allegation surfaced. Initial message from Yandere about the situation. Screenshot that shows deleted user. Cam, I've got really bad news. I unwittingly gave someone ammunition to create a Yandere is an evil predator who preys on minors video. A few weeks ago, a fan began to persistently beg me to have a voice call with them. They reminded me of a friend I made years ago. I really missed that friend, so I decided to VC with them. This was a huge fucking mistake. Once I got comfortable with them and I thought I could speak candidly, I started asking questions like, these days, do high school girls notice how much money they could make on OnlyFans and plan to start an OnlyFans even when they turn 18? What about you? Are you going to do it? Questions like this, taken out of context, make it sound like I'm saying, I know that I'm talking to an underage girl and I'm trying to convince her to go into porn. I'm told that the video is going to be 2 hours long and I'm certain that it's going to be cut and edited to make me look as bad as possible. I may need to actually get a lawyer for this one. Worst case scenario, it's reported to the FBI and there's an actual real investigation over it. They seize my computer to collect evidence, etc. and I won't be able to work on the game for months. This is bad. Really bad. The worst part is that I know a lot of people are going to fall for it 100% and feel that I've completely let them down. You, Irina, Adolfin, everyone I worked hard to build a good relationship with. In my situation, what would you start doing? Right at this very moment. Cameron answers. I'm sorry, I was a little grumpy when you contacted me. I was on calls for hours with people trying to talk to me about this. I was so frustrated and upset that all of this happened and that he would let his friends down. I probably should have stayed offline. I want to make a correction to something I said looking back. I did leave the project about a week ago, if you weren't aware, when I said I would support him. I meant I want to make sure he gets away from the game and take time to build himself into a better person. Hopefully hands the game off and gets better. I took a break. I've just been distraught. He was my friend, and while many people thought this wasn't surprising, to me it was. I got to know him well, and I thought he grew out of that kind of behavior because he didn't act the same way he did all those years ago. I'm still crushed. Again, I'm sorry for how grumpy I acted last week. I was just not feeling good. Extremely crushed by this. Kalimara answers. I understand you're probably going through a lot right now, so I won't tell you anything that you are probably already thinking. I'll just say that it's important to keep the right company, and if you have to continually justify keeping said company, perhaps that's not the right company to keep. Cameron answers. I don't plan on keeping him around. I'm really hurt by it all. I'll just pray he becomes a better person. Kalimara answers. I'm glad to hear. You deserve better. Talking about being lied to and explaining while I am leaving the project. Cameron writes. Alex, I need to be real with you. I'm not comfortable working on the project anymore. I still haven't completely processed everything that's happened. But Christ, the snap messages saying I keep it a secret. What the hell were you thinking? Then, after everything, I caught you lying to me. That really hurt. I looked up to you. I was your friend. Last night you cried to me and called me your only true friend. I wanna be there for you because of that. But this kind of stuff makes it hard. I can't defend you. You fucked up. I will have my hand out for help if you need someone. But after this contract is up, I won't be making any more songs for the game. Deleted user answers. That really sucks to hear. This was all before I learned the extent of his actions. Later in October, I grilled Alex on his behavior in a call. In this call, he revealed he asked for and received CSAM, and that he listened to this minor masturbate. It was at this point where I was completely and utterly disillusioned at what I just heard. Someone who I thought was my friend did these things. After letting this information process, a few days later, I informed his local police of the admission. See email to police on following page. So here we have an email. Evidence regarding Alexander Mahan. Here's the requested information regarding the call with Alexander Mahan admitting to several crimes. Call part 1 MP3 and call part 2 MP3. There it shows it's been sent to Riverside Sheriff. The reason I didn't volunteer this information to FPS Diesel or anyone for that matter should be obvious. I'm not going to give an admission of a crime to a drama YouTuber instead of the police. I don't care who they claim to be connected with. Diesel himself noted that this situation had been poorly handled, and I didn't want to contribute to that. Many months later, since there was no action taken, I did finally give this information to the moderators of r/Osana, linked above, so that at least the public could know. On this note, one thing I feel is important to point out about this situation is that in his video, Diesel describes that he lied to get information from people. So did I. I don't entirely regret playing nice with Alex to get that admission from him. With all of this said, this is all I really feel the need to comment on. I'd like to thank all of the people who've reached out with support. Simply put, I'm not going to let something dumb I did at 19, nor a short fling I had as a teenager with a 2.5-year age gap, ruin my career. I will be the first to admit that I regret my past work on Yandere Simulator, as well as many of my actions while handling the controversy. But I will not accept the notion that I was in any way an accessory to help Yandere Dev groom someone, or that I did so myself. Thank you for reading. Cameron.